Hello everybody and welcome back to A Royal Reader. My name is Cece and today September's TBR is going to be big. So for the month of September we obviously have Becca and the Books, Becca's Bookopoly readathon. That is inspired by her game Bookopoly that she has created. I will make sure to leave the link down in the description box for you to check out. There is also another readathon that is happening, and that is G from Book Rose Magical Readathon. This has been revamped and remade so that it is no longer Harry Potter inspired. It is now completely something that is amazing, and I am just in awe of G's imagination and her ability to be able to create such an interesting readathon. So that being said, I am participating in both. It's gonna be a challenge, but hopefully I can get a kickstart on reading, because the last couple of months I haven't started reading until like the last 2 to 3 weeks. No, that doesn't make sense. The last 2 weeks of the month. Hopefully, with tomorrow being the 1st of September, I'll be able to finish a couple of books before the end of the month. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm stressed. I'm also going to be doing my own TBR game, so we're just going to see how things go. I really don't know what to expect or what's going to happen, but let's just get into it. I'll start off with my own TBR game, so if you are new to the channel and you have not seen any of the other videos, I will make sure to leave a playlist down below of the previous ones that I have done. But essentially, I roll a d20 dice, which is a dice that has 20 sides. Each of the numbers correlates to a prompt that I have to fill, and thus I must read them. So, let's get into the rolls. Roll number 1. We have 5. Alrighty, so roll number 1 got us a 5, which is a reread, something that I have been dying to do, but just never do, so explain that to me. But the one that I have picked for the prompt is going to be a reread of Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. My friend Charlie has read this series after she read all of my Shadow and Bone series, and she absolutely loves it, and I am going to be giving her this copy, but I had an idea that I would annotate this and then give it to her so that she can annotate it, and it's just going to be a crazy good time. I think I saw this on Twirling Pages channel. I'm not entirely too sure what her name is, but I know that she and Read by Tiffany and I believe somebody else were all reading one copy of The Poppy War, and they were annotating it, so that's where I got the idea from. So I'm super excited to do this. It's been quite a while since I have read anything Leigh Bardugo. I still have not yet watched the show, surprisingly enough. If you don't know what this is about, this is a sort of spin-off series from the Shadow and Bone trilogy. It is set in Ketterdam, which is another like city in that Ravka world, and in this we follow a cast of characters who are sort of banded together to try and either save somebody from going to prison or helping them escape from said prison. And there's also some drug involved. I don't know, I can't exactly remember. It's been probably almost 10, no, not even 10 years. What am I saying? It's been upwards of 5 years since I've read this, 100%. I don't remember much, don't come for me, but yes, super excited to start this. Roll number 2. You serious? Another 5. So, another reread. Looks like this month's just going to be rereads, but obviously if you have been following my channel for a while, you will know that I have been attempting to do a reread of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, so I can actually finish the series. So, going to continue on with Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, like maybe 50 pages through this, and I have not read any more, so yes, I also need to catch up, because my friend Charlie, who has also read the series, is on to the last book the same as I am, and we just want to read it together and then have a cry together, and yeah, so if you don't know what Throne of Glass is, It changes after the first two books, but essentially the first book revolves around Selena Sardorthian, who is a well-known assassin in Ardaland, which is where the book is set. She has been sent to a prison at the beginning of the novel prior to where it starts, and the king and his captain of the guard come to her and offer her a deal. If she competes in this competition and wins, she will become the king's champion and will just have to like do his bidding for a couple of years. Then after that, she is free and exempt from all of her charges. So that is a very, very basic premises of it. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a whole much more in-depth plot, but nonetheless, it is a booktube favorite. It is my favorite. Sarah J Maas is honestly a massive inspiration to me, so I really enjoyed this series and cannot wait to read it. Roll number 3. We have an 8. So next we got an 8. Sci-fi. Adult. I swear to God, sci-fi and me just don't mix, okay? They just don't mix. I have decided that I'm going to go a different route, and I'm going to be reading All Systems Red by Martha Fudge, what's her name? Something. Martha Wells. Martha Wells. This is a novella. I don't know too much about it, but I think there's something to do with murdering robots or something or other. I know that a lot of people really enjoyed this. The audiobook is on Scribd, so I'm going to be reading it there. I really don't know too much about this, but it's a sci-fi, it's adults, and I don't really have a lot of adult sci-fi on my shelves because I don't really enjoy it. But nonetheless, this is what I'm reading. Roll number 4. We have a 20. I rolled a 20! Yes! So a 20 means that I can just pick whatever book I want to read. So it's essentially a mood read. I don't have anything on my mind at the moment, but I will be doing reading vlogs throughout the month because of the readathons, so I will be sure to let you guys know. I have a feeling it might be one of the new books that I'm going to be buying soon, but keep an eye on the channel for that, so do be sure to subscribe. Little plug there. And roll number 5. We have a 12. And lastly, for my own TBR game, I rolled a 12, which is a classic. Have not gotten a classic at all, and we're already well over halfway into the year. Not gonna go so well for the goals I had set, which I probably should like rewatch that video and make sure that I'm doing something. But anyway, the classic that I decided to pick is one that's going to set me up for the spooky month of October, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have not read this. I don't even think I've seen an adaptation of this. This one is actually not very long. The Penguin editions come with like a whole bunch of random stuff at the beginning and at the end, like a whole bunch of like appendices and things like that. So the book itself, the story itself anyway, is only about 200 pages long, so I think that should be doable. I'm really excited to read this. I know it's actually a lot of people's favorites, and I'm just excited to see what Miss Mary Shelley created, essentially, because she is one of the first sci-fi writers, I think, or at least someone that really helped push that genre. So yeah. Alright, let's get on to the Bookopoly rolls. I'm only going to do 5 because I feel like that should be okay, and if I can, anywhere at possible, I am going to be including my own books that I have just rolled for the prompts in Bookopoly. So yes, I don't have a board because I don't have a printer. I mean, I do have a printer, I don't have enough ink, so yeah. But I have it on my iPad, and I'm going to be screen recording so you guys can see where my little crown symbol that I have drawn is going to go. I really hope I can record on this. I should be able to, shouldn't I? Yeah, I can. So, for this I need to get 2 6-sided dice. So I have my little pouch here for that. I just need to try and find 2 normal dice if I can. So we have some pearlescent ones for this. And, oh, how am I going to film? I'm going to just roll it onto the bookshelf. How about that? So, first roll, here we go. I'll film it for you guys. This is just so crappy, but you know, this is just what we do. Oh, sorry, Fleur. Alright, so recording. Let's go roll 1. We have 7. Alright, let's go 7 spaces. Filming on the iPad. So we start at go. I have my little pen, and we're going to move my little thing. So, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A chance card? Are you serious? Oh my god. Okay. Right. So, so chance means that I have to pick a book from my TBR. Well, essentially what Becca does is that she has a whole stack of cards that have a bunch of books that she wants to read and a bunch of books that she doesn't particularly want to read, and shuffle them, pick a card out, and bada bing bada boom. I had sort of done that. I've got 10 books that I've written down, and I've alternated a book that I really want to read and a book that I really don't particularly want to read at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a, where did I put, there it is. I'm going to try and find a D10 dice. I can never remember what it looks like. Alright. I think this is a D20. I mean, a D10. I'm going to roll it, and whatever number it lands on, that's going to be the book that I have written down. Alright, let's have a roll. Oh, okay, so we have 7. You're not going to be able to see that. It's a 7. So the book that I have written down for number 7 is... yes! So it's A Lesson in Vengeance. I don't have a physical copy, but I am buying it very soon for myself. So, oh my god, that's the best thing ever. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. This is like witchy, dark academia, murder mystery, just everything. Yes. Thank you, Bookopoly God. Ugh. Let's go to the second. Oh god, I'm getting nervous. Why am I getting nervous for? Who knows? Anyway, right, so. 1, 2. Ooh, another 7? Are you serious? Alright, we have another 7. Let's get to recording. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so. Oof. Okay, so 7. Oop. That's not what I wanted to do. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who? So I believe this is kind of like a new to you author, or somebody that you haven't really read from before. Let me just double check the rules on that one. Read a book that you have never heard anybody talk about or have heard few people talking about. Okay, so I was wrong. Glad I checked the rules. Oh, okay, alright. Very simple. Shades of Milk and Honey by Mary Robinette Kowal. Oh, very sorry for that pronunciation. This, I can't remember where I saw this, but it is sort of like magical realism, I want to say. So it's set in Regency period. Jane Ellsworth of Dorchester is a woman ahead of her time. Not only is Jane highly accomplished in the manipulation of glamour, plucking strands from the ether to create genteel magical illusions, she's also ambitious for her art and dreams of being recognized as a serious glamourist of note in her own right, as men are permitted to. First and foremost, however, a lady of quality must marry well, and alas, Jane's ambitions do not extend to her romantic prospects. Compared to her beautiful sister Melody, Jane feels invisible to suitors and is resigned to a life of spinsterhood. But when her beloved family comes under threat, Jane uses her magical skills to put things right, which attracts the attention of the renowned professional glamorist Mr. Vincent, and she unwittingly wanders into a love story of her own. Well, I never. Oh, I'm so excited to read this, and it's small, so that's good. All right, I'm loving it. Yes, amazing. Oof, this is going to be a long video to edit. Third roll. Ooh, what's this? 5! Right, so we got 5. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, need to move the board. 4, 5. Current events and news. Okay, so this one, Becca said, was something that is relevant in the news today. So it could be homophobia, racism, things like that. I really don't have anything along those lines. Far out. I really don't have anything. Oh gosh, dang nabbit. I suppose I could do Legend Born by Tracy Deonn, because that does have a POC main character, and I have heard that there is some discussions about racism in that, but I really don't have anything. Wow, this just shows how uncultured I am. Oh, hold on, I just had an idea. This might be a bit of a stretch though. I don't really know. Want to do this though? No, not really, but you know, maybe. So, I thought of the Poppy War. Now, this is inspired by a war that happened in China. I think it was the Sino-Japanese War, possibly. And in this, obviously, there is a lot of racism towards the main character, Rin, because she is dark-skinned, she's from a poor province, and she manages to get into this really, really well-known academic military school. And there is a lot of war involved in this, which reminds me of what is currently happening in Afghanistan. Even though Afghanistan isn't fighting at the moment, I'm not entirely too sure what's currently happening like right this second, but I do know that the Taliban has taken over. So I could possibly read this. This will be a reread for me, but I do want to reread this before I move on to the next book, because I've read this in a 24-hour challenge, and I just think rereading it would be more beneficial to me. Plus, I do want to tab it. So I might go with this one. That's probably a bit of a stretch, but I don't have anything. And because this is inspired by something that did happen, I feel like it should be okay. Oh, the stack is getting big. Oh no! Alright, so we have the 4th roll. Roll number 4. Oh no, I got a double! I got a double. Oh no. So if you roll a double, that means you have to add another roll, which means you add another book. Great. Great. This is going perfect. It's going great. It's going amazing. Alright, so I got 8. Let's pull up the recording. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last color. Okay, so this is the book that you just finished, has a color on it, and you have to read another book. Your next book has to have the same color as that. What was the book that I just read? Yeah, so I just read House in the Cerulean Sea, which has a predominantly blue cover, so now I have to try and pick a blue cover. Next read. Do any of these ones have blue? I mean, ooh. Yes! Airfire! Yay! So this is going to be my prompt for... No, this is going to be the book for the last color prompt. There we go. 5th roll, which is not going to be the last one because I got a double. Great. 5th roll. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11! Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, 9, 10, 11. Most recent purchase. My most recent purchase. Where did it go? Where did I put it? I just bought it. Where did it go? Girl, Serpent, Thorn by Melissa Bashardoust. That sounded really bad. That was a very bad pronunciation. I'm very, very sorry. This one. This, I believe, is inspired by a old gothic book where a man was like poisoning his daughter and then she became poisonous herself. So in this one, the main character is a princess, and she is cursed to kill anyone she touches, and she has spent her whole life hidden away from everyone except her family, safe only in her gardens, until the day her brother's soldiers capture a demon, a creature who holds the key to her release. And as Soroya's choices lead to consequences she never imagined, she begins to question who she is and who she is becoming, a human or monster. I am excited. I am thrilled. Let us go. Alright, so my camera's battery just ran out and I want to still continue doing this. So we're going to move on to the 5th roll. Is it 5th roll? We're going on to a roll. Let's just hope that it ends well for me. Yeah, so we're on to the 6th roll. I got another double. I got another double. No. So, I got 2 2s. That's a 4. So let's bring up the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Community shelf. Alright, so community shelf is where Becca has a whole stack of cards that has prompts on it. Because I actually have my own TBR game, I'm going to be rolling a dice and then picking that number from the TBR. So, need a D20 dice, D20 dice. Let's roll it and we'll see what comes up. Fuck. I got a 1! I got a 1! So 1 in my game means that I have to add a book onto the TBR. Is that gonna, fuck, is that gonna count? Do I make it? Alright, making count, so that just means I have to add another Bookopoly roll. So let's roll for an actual prompt. 15! Alright, so what does 15 equal in my book? Oh my god, this is just, this is not going how I thought it was gonna go. 15, written by a black author or Asian author. I am going to use the Poppy War for this prompt, because I don't want to keep adding books, alright? This is already going on for far too long, so I'm going to choose the Poppy War, because Kaung is an Asian person, so there's that. Next, Bookopoly roll, which should be the last one. No, it's not going to be the last one, it's going to be the next one, because this is my double roll. Okay, we got 8. You got 8. Alright, that's better. Alright, so recording. Go. Alright. Oh, for God's sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. TBR game. Lovely. That lands exactly on TBR game. So we're gonna roll another D20 and see what that lands. Oh, okay. We have 17. 17. 17, call a friend. Alright, I'm going to call my sister and get her to pick a book for me. Hi.
Sorry, what are you doing?
I'm in the middle of filming. It's going real great. I need you, hold on. I need you to pick a book for me.
Okay.
So, you can either come over or you can pick a book, wherever you want to go.
Okay, I'll come over, but...
Alright, so my sister came and picked a book for me to read, and she has picked The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. So, I guess I'm going to be reading Assassin's Apprentice for the first time. This is a very well-known, well-loved fantasy series. We have our main character Fitz, who is the sort of bastard son of a prince or king who abdicates the throne when Fitz is dumped on the kingdom's doorstep, palace's doorstep. And Because Fitz is like half royalty and half commoner, he is like the perfect type of person to become an assassin. So the current king gets him to be trained as an assassin, and yeah, that's it. That's all I really know. I know that the Elderling Along has been going on for almost like a year and a half now, and I really wish that I could have joined back when they were starting this, but unfortunately I wasn't on BookTube then. But nonetheless, I decided to start this, and yeah. Alright, so I think I still have another Bookopoly roll, so let's do that. At this point, I'm just rolling. God damn. 6! Okay, that's not too bad. I think this is going to be the last roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. History! I am going to be sneaky and double up on a book here, because we have double up on a prompt anyway, because this is history. I'm pretty sure it just means anything that's set during a historical time, possibly. Read a book that was inspired by a period of history or historical event. These can be historical fiction books set in a particular time period, retellings of a historical event like Anastasia, or books that reference a particular event or time period. Historical non-fiction counts too. I'm gonna do that one. Alright, so those are all of the Bookopoly prompts. Now we have to move on to the magical readathon prompts. I hate my life. So far, this stack hasn't been going too badly. It's looking okay. For the magical readathon, you only have to complete 2 prompts in order to actually complete the readathon, because the readathon is sort of like a continuing plot line, I guess you could say, storyline. Actually, no, you know what? I'm gonna just leave the character prompts for when we do the readathon again, I think in April or February, one of those 2 months. But nonetheless, one of the magical readathon prompts is to read a thriller or a mystery. I have a few here. The Maidens by Alex Macalides. I don't know how to say this, I'm sorry. But this is a thriller where we have our main character, Mariana. She is a therapist, and she goes to Oxford, I think, and discovers that there's like a teacher there who's sort of like grooming a whole bunch of girl students, and the students have a group called the Maidens, which is inspired by Greek mythology, and just I think the students start to die, so I'm gonna pick this one. And then next we have a 5-star prediction prompt. Why are all of my 5-star predictions big books? For God's sake. The Lovely Wall by Julie Berry. I have been wanting to read this for ages. We have our main character, who is Aphrodite, and she has been, I don't know, she has to tell the story of love and heartbreak and things like that, and it follows along with I think 2 or 3 couples across the period of World Wars 1 and 2, I believe. And yeah, it just, everybody loves this, everybody cries, it sounds amazing, and I'm excited to read this, so yeah. Oh, she's such a big stack. Now, because I am not going to be receiving a lesson in vengeance just yet, I do just want to preface that if I don't get a chance to read that, I will roll another D10 dice and pick from that chance book list. So yeah. Alright, so ooh. Oh god, it looks terrifying. So these are all the books that I have to complete within September. There's also another book on top of here and an audiobook as well. This should be doable, right? There's a couple of really small ones. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So that's my TBR for the month. This video is very, very long, so I'm going to end it here. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you guys are going to be participating in the readathons. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know if you ended up fucking yourself over like I did. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe down below. I will make sure to leave all of the appropriate information down in the description box, so if you want to check anything out you can. Good lord, I am terrified. But anyway, happy reading for September!